Hello and welcome once again to the late Victorian era. Okay, so just real quick, little disclaimer before we get started. These are not going to be step-by-step tutorials. These are just challenges, and for funsies, I will of course tell you what I just did or what I'm going to do, and I will make sure that the pattern is available for you like this. So you can take screenshots. I will make sure that you can get the whole pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a random pattern. Last time we picked from the top of the nail, so this time we will pick whatever the finger pad lands on instead of whatever page lands on my nail. Okay, so let's pick our pattern. Okay, we landed on baby's glove. All right, let's look at materials that we're going to need. Procure 1.5 ounces of best white Berlin fingerling, AA peacock quality. I'm not sure what that means. Number 12 bone crochet needle and 1 yard of very narrow pink ribbon. Begin for the wrist with 30 chains, join round and work 3 rounds of plain double crochet. Double crochet in UK stitch terminology back then and still to this day is equivalent to a modern single crochet in the US. So I will show you that really quick, and then I'm going to go find my material. Okay, Weldon's name, of course, that's going to be the Victorian name or the modern UK name. So short or double crochet is equivalent to a single crochet, current American name. So there we go. Oh, I lost my pattern. I closed where my pattern was. I'll find it. I'll get my material and then I'll be right back. Okay, so here are my colors. First, I'm going to go with a 4mm hook, and this is Sugar Wheel Cotton by Yarn Bee. It calls for a 4.5mm hook. It is a super soft cotton. It's not stiff at all. So I'm going to make the glove in the lavender and the fluffy part with the white. All right, let's dive in. Okay, so the instructions read as follows. Begin the wrist with 30 chains. Join round and work 3 rounds of plain double crochet, which we know is single crochet in the US. Taking up both front loops, so the way we crochet now. In other words, not working the back loop only. You need not join anymore, but work around and round continuously, putting in a thread of cotton to denote the first stitch in each round, a stitch marker. 4th round, single crochet. I'm just going to translate this into modern US terms. 4th round, single crochet and increase on the 1st and 3rd stitches of the round. Work 2 rounds without increase. 7th round, increase on the 1st and 5th stitches. Work 2 plain rounds. 10th round, work single crochet on the first 10 stitches, do 2 chains, join this round for the thumb. Okay, so we'll worry about the 10th round when we get to the 10th round. In the meantime, I'm going to work all of that off camera, but let's see here. We start with 30 chains. Okay, 30 chains. Get over there. Join and work 3 rounds of single crochet. All right, I'm going to work 3 rounds of single crochet. I'm not going to join. Let me get a stitch marker. Okay, and I will mark each round my first stitch with the stitch marker. So I will be right back. Okay, worked myself up to row 10, so I worked my increase on my 1st and 3rd, at row 4, then at row 7 on my 1st and 5th, then 2 rows plain after that. Now I'm ready for row 10. So there are 2 different instructions because the thumb will be worked on different sides. So I'm going to show you the instructions for how to work the thumb. It says right here, so the stitches together, resume for the hand, okay, This is the left hand glove and doing the right hand. So right now we're doing the left hand glove. Then I'm going to show you how to do the right hand glove. Okay, so number 10, row 10, work single crochet in the first 10 stitches. Do 2 chains, join this round. There we go, so you can see easier. Join this round for the thumb and work 8 rounds of 12 stitches in the round. Then decrease by taking up 2 stitches together till only 4 stitches are left in the round. Break the wool off and sew the 4 stitches neatly together to close the top. Resume for the hand upon the inner stitch next to the thumb. Do a single crochet on each of the chain stitches and continue round and round for 9 rounds. Then take 2 together, in other words, decrease in every stitch till reduced to 4 or 5 stitches and sew up. This is the left hand glove. In doing the right hand glove, make the thumb increasings in corresponding stitches at the end of the rounds instead of at the beginning. So you can probably picture that, but I'm going to show you. And when resuming the hand, let the 2 chain stitches be worked upon the 2 last stitches in the round. Then we're going to work on the frill. So it's a really short pattern, but okay. So we're going to start round 10 by working 10 single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 10 stitches worked, chain 2. Now we have a total of 12 stitches. Turn and join into your starting stitch. Now we have to work all around the thumb. So that was 1, 2. Okay, so that's 2, 3, should be 12 all around. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now onto the chains. We have 11, and this chain is going to be so hard to get into because it has just been stretched. And that's 12. So work your 12 stitches all around until you have a total of 9 rows done. So my row counter, where'd it go? Oh, shoot, where did I put my row counter? All right. Can't find my pink row counter. I must have walked away with it somewhere and set it down. So that was row 1. So now row 2, this row counter just doesn't light up very well. Gotta hold it down. There we go. That's row 2. Row 9, I'll come back and I'll show you how to do the decreases. So I will be right back. Okay, and yeah, not the biggest fan of this. Okay, that was the wind. So I'm at row 9. Now we're supposed to decrease every stitch around until we have 4 left, and I'm not going to add the clip back on the stitch marker. Let's see here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got to decrease one more stitch, or 2 more stitches. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into the next stitch over. And then we're just supposed to sew that little bit shut and then move on to the hand portion. But what I'm going to do now is unravel this and show you how to work for the right hand. This one here goes this way. I'm going to show you how to work the one that goes on this side. Okay, so this time around, this is my first, I already marked my stitches. This is my first stitch of the ground. Green is my first stitch of round, not ground. Green is my first stitch of round 4. So I'm going to work my increase here at the end, the 4th stitch before the last, and then the very last stitch. So I have those already marked. Instead of increasing the 1st and 3rd, so the 1st just gets 1 stitch, that increase will come at the end. So I'll be right back. Okay, coming up to the end of the round, where I will work my first increase here, then work 2 more stitches plain, and then work my last increase. Then I will increase again for round 7, and that will be the last. Oh wait, I got to work 1 more stitch here. Did I already? Did I work 2 increases there? No, I did not. Then on round 7, I'll put a stitch marker right here in the last stitch and then count 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the 5th stitch, put another stitch marker because that's where my next increase will be. So I will be back. So for the right hand thumb, we're going to work until you just count 10 stitches, not counting your very first stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In that 10th stitch is where we're going to work the chain 2 and bring it around this way and start working the thumb. Basically for round 10, for round 10 on the right hand, just work all the way around until you have 10 stitches unworked. Okay, I have my 10 stitches left unworked. Now I will chain 2, 1, 2, come over here, and I'm just going to join through the back. I'm going to join with a single crochet. And from there, I'm going to carry on. Okay. Mark that first stitch I just made right there. And now I'm going to work my 12 stitches all around for 9 rounds. Yeah, I'm really not a fan of this. There we go, working round 1. So I will finish the thumb, come back and show you how to do the hand portion. I'll be right back. So let's go ahead and reattach the yarn. And we're not going to be working any increases or decreases. It's simply 1 stitch in every stitch around for 9 rounds. And we will not be joining, so you're still going to need a stitch marker to mark your first stitch of every round. So here we go. I'm joining right before the thumb stitches, then work 1 stitch over each of those thumb chains. There we go. And we're off. I don't think that's a stitch. There we go. Okay. I'm going to work 9 rounds on the hand or palm portion, and I'll be back. Okay, 9 rows in. Now I'm just going to start working a decrease in every stitch around over and over. I took my stitch marker out, don't need it anymore, or my row marker, because I'm just going to work decreases in every single stitch around until there are only 4 left, and do precisely what I did for the thumb. And that's it. No matter how many times they stack on each other, it don't matter. Just keep going round. Okay, I'll be right back. Now, I'm going to go ahead and hold all of that up for you so that you can take your screenshots. There is that portion of the pattern up until the point where it says the frill. That's what we're going to start working next. So, here we go. So just to make it easier for you to see, since it is basically a word wall, these patterns, there you go. That is, take your screenshots there. Now, the pattern for the frill, oh my, this is some very confusing instructions. I think my problem is I couldn't picture it, what they were describing. Here is the instructions for the frill, and here are the rest of the instructions for the frill. I couldn't picture it. I even went through the book. First of all, a reminder, here is what the frill looks like right here. Very cute. And I went through the book to find another pattern that had that same look to it right here. And I wanted to see what were their instructions for the frill. And it says border in looped crochet, which is done as follows. It's not the same at all as the instructions for the frill, which is also called looped crochet. Frill is worked in looped crochet. Begin on the foundation chain. Okay, so it's going to start us off with US double crochets separated by chain 1, skip 1. This is so that we have room for the ribbon. We're making a place for the ribbon. You see there's a ribbon there. After that, it's going to get into the second round is just plain single crochet. The third round, loop crochet. It is so confusing. Grab your drink and listen to this tale of a crochet stitch. Loop crochet, insert the hook in the, I'm going to speak in modern US terms, okay? So regardless of how it's written, I'm going to translate it into modern US terms. Loop crochet, insert the hook in the single crochet stitch of the last round. Wind the wool 4 times around the first finger of the left hand and round again as far as the needle. Insert the hook through the wool, round the finger, and draw the wool through the loops and through the single crochet stitch. Wool over the needle and draw through 2 stitches on the needle, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and repeat. That, I couldn't picture it. I tried. I did the wrapping around the finger, and by the way, my cotton sticks to my finger, so that wasn't so pleasant. I tried really hard to work out what they were doing, but I'll tell you, I did ultimately figure out a way to make that stitch look the way it's supposed to look. I did already make the first mitten. Look at that. There's the frills, and I'm going to show you how I made them. I think I made mine too full, because whenever I went back and read the instructions, I was so caught up in the fact that I had figured out how to work the stitch out to make it work for me. I completely ignored the fact that it said to work a single crochet into the next stitch. So what you're seeing is a frill stitch, a looped crochet stitch in every single stitch around. So I say now you see the result of it in every stitch around. It's very thick and plush, by the way, very cute. And if you don't like it this full, then do every other stitch. But since I already made one in every stitch, I'm going to make the next one in every stitch. Also, I'm going to play around with the colors on this one just so that you have an idea of what it looks like with striping. So I'm going to do the first color in cream. The first round in cream, the second round in lavender, and the third round in cream. It doesn't say how many rounds to do, but based on the picture, it looks like it's about 3 rounds. So we're going to start off by making this row here where the ribbon will go. And just do your best to space them out. Or not space them out, but just do your best to work out the stitch count, because stitch count didn't work out too good for me. I wound up with 1 extra stitch, and so I had a huge gap at the end. Okay. And I do start with a stacked single in this case because I want it to look nice and neat. Instead of a chain. So a stacked single plus chain 1, skip 1 stitch, so I'm going to say that's the next stitch, and in the next stitch over, you'll work your US double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, work double crochet. And repeat that around. Now in the next round, round 2, it's going to be a round of single crochet all around. So 1 single into the top of every stitch and 1 single into the chain 1 space all around. What we want to do is turn our work after you've joined and chained 1. Make that chain 1 a little bit better. You're going to want to turn your work. That way your stitches are going to come on the out. They're going to be created on the outside of the work, on the right side of the work. Like this. So you'll go back in this way from the inside out. Okay. And then you're going to need something. I grabbed 2 8mm knitting needles, and I just took a rubber band and fixed them together. But you don't have to use knitting needles. Just a couple of large crochet hooks will work too. Here I have a 6.5mm and a 6mm. These will work. No different. Well, they will be different. They will be a little bit smaller. So maybe if you have some larger crochet hooks, maybe a 9 and a 7 or an 8 and a 9, that would be even better. This with crochet hooks, just take your rubber band, put it around the bottom so that they are stuck together. But I will say something like this won't work. Just 1 big fat round stick like broomstick won't work, because you're going to need to get your crochet hook under the threads. And the fact that they are shaped like this really helps with that. Okay. So here's what I did. It said to, wrap around the finger 4 times and then wrap to the needle, and I don't really know what they mean by that. I can only guess keep wrapping until the needle. And the really hard part is getting up under all these threads, pulling it out. It sticks to the skin. It splits the yarn. It's so annoying. This is better. Okay, here's what we're going to do. You do want to start by going back into the last stitch you just made, and then after that, it'll be the next stitch over. So go back into the last stitch you just made from the inside out. Hold your either crochet hooks or knitting needles close to the work, and I wrap it toward me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11. That 11th one is what I'm going to hook onto. The reason I want to wrap it toward me is so that I can tension my work up very easily on this side. Then, it doesn't even matter if that comes off. That's fine. Then you're going to want to go under all of your work. Make sure your hook is upside down. Go under all of the work. Hook that last thread, that 11th wrap, and pull it on through everything. It's okay if some of them are loose because the whole thing is loose, really. And then chain, here we go, chain 1, pull it through that single crochet, and then make a single crochet, and you can pop those out. And that is the stitch right there. Push it aside, go back into the next stitch over, and do that all again. Grab the knitting needles, and I'm going to hold them close to the work. Come toward me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And if you get 12, that's fine. If you get 10, that's fine. Perfection is not important with a stitch like this. Pull it through, chain 1, pull it through the single crochet, make a single crochet. Next stitch over, do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Go under the work, making sure my needle is upside down. Get it up under that last strand. Chain 1, pull it through, make a single crochet. Next stitch over, repeat. So after each round of these loop crochet, you want to do 1 round of plain single crochet, then start working your loop crochet again. So what I'm going to do is the plain single crochet round I'm going to work after this loop round I'm going to do in the lavender, because I'm going to work some lavender loops. Then I will work the cream, the next round of plain single crochet in the cream, because my final row will be cream loops. Isn't that just too stinking cute? Oh my God. I like it better every single stitch like this, but it is very time consuming. So you may prefer, it may not even look any different. I'm not sure if you do every other stitch. But if you guys make these, do me a favor and email me. I know my email says for business inquiries only, but please email me a picture of your finished work. If you do every other stitch, if you do every stitch, show me your mittens. I'd love to see them. Love to see them. And if you want to make these for adults, you know the answer. All you have to do is use a thicker yarn and a matching needle. So if you're going to use a yarn like say a Red Heart Super Saver type yarn, and on the label it says to use a 5 or a 5.0mm hook, then go for that. If you want it to be tighter, then maybe use the worsted weight, number 4 worsted weight / Aran weight yarn, but use like a 4.5mm hook, just so that you have a tighter stitch. But yeah, that's how this has worked. One more time, I just hold it close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Tension everything up. This is harder to do if you wrap it away from you, and I'll show you that next. Pull it through that loop there, pull it through your single crochet, make a single crochet, and pop it out. Now I'll wrap it away from me and you'll see what I mean. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a little bit harder to work with. Can be done, just not as big a fan. Yeah. I'm not getting the tension I need. Okay, come on now. Let's make it work. Come on. Oh boy. Yeah, no, it's not as easy when you wrap it away from you. So if you find yourself struggling, pay attention to the way you're wrapping and see if that doesn't help. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Slide it down. Pick up that last stitch. Make a chain 1, pull it through the single crochet, and make a single crochet. And there we go. Over and over again. Of course, I'm doing every single stitch. I probably should have done every other stitch, but that's all right. That's all right. And I'm going to go ahead and finish working all the fluff. I'll be right back. Just had an idea. I just had an idea. So go on YouTube and find a pattern for a Santa hat. Can you see where I'm going? Find a pattern for the Santa hat. And whenever it gets to time to make the brim, just do this. You're going to have the cutest Santa hat. In fact, if you like to write patterns, there you go. Write that pattern. Put it on Etsy. You're going to make a whole bunch of sales because how stinking cute is this? Man, that's a good idea. Somebody please do that. Okay, I'll be back. What do you think? Isn't that the most darling thing ever? Oh my gosh, it really looks like it could be like little lamb's wool tufts, doesn't it? I wish I could slip them on, but yeah, they're not going to fit me. Aren't these darling? So I wanted to make them in different ways so you can see the different ways that you can make them. Of course, I did not work a little puff stitch and then a single crochet in between the stitches. This is just packed in puff stitches or loop stitches, sorry. And if you wanted to wear them, you could very easily. They're not too heavy or anything like that, but oh, isn't that just the most darling thing ever? Oh, don't laugh at my bow now. You all know I'm bad at tying bows. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. Well, I couldn't be more in love with these mittens. I think they are just cuteness overload. It's too much cute. It's too much. Okay, well, can I crochet that? Yes, I can. And now you can too. Let me hold up that whole pattern for you so that you can take your screenshots. And we'll start off with, there is the image. There we go. The image does, come on, unblur. Don't know why it wants to be blurry. Okay, let's see if that helps. Yes, that helps. So the image is meant to be upside down. You can take that screenshot there, but I'm going to flip it around for you to see if that helps while you're making it. And I will hold it up this way for you as well. I know all angles help. Okay, and the pattern itself from beginning to end. Baby's glove. There we go. Just pause and take screenshots. And down there, that's the whole pattern. Okay, guys, well, this one was great. I'm gonna put a sticker over this one here because we are done with that one. On to the next. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.